Hey guys, welcome back. Back with another update. So, if you guys have been following my channel, it's new. I just started. I've got one video prior to today, um, basically explaining, what my intentions were and why I started the YouTube channel. Um, I wanted to talk today a little bit about, how I've gotten to where I am today. Um, As I mentioned in my last video, I'm 37 years old. At about the age of 20, I started with panic episodes, severe panic attacks. It came shortly after a bad breakup with a girl, and I was kind of out there on my own, paying my own bills, and not living under mom and dad's roof anymore, and things got a bit stressful. And I had a job back then as a bill collector for Household Auto Finance, and bill collections is and can be stressful. Excuse the plane flying overhead. Hopefully that doesn't intercept the sound too much. Give me just a moment here. At any rate, I remember, as I stated in my previous video, my first panic attack, I thought I was dying. Dizziness, hot flash, heart palpitations, chest pain, sweating, you name it. It was all nausea. It was all rolled into one episode. And once I had that episode, I was scared of when the next episode was going to happen. So once I found out from my doctor it was a panic attack or an anxiety attack, I, of course, was then anxious about getting anxious, oddly. I didn't fully believe at that point it was anxiety. I turned to Googling my symptoms, which was the start of a very, very bad habit that stuck with me for the last 17 years. I would Google my symptoms. It would come up heart attack. It would come up, heart problems, leukemia, cancer, you name it. And then I would begin obsessing over those conditions and believing that I potentially had one. I believe the first medication I ever took was Lexapro. Lexapro gave me an upset stomach for a good week straight. I felt like I was going to throw up. I remember taking it back at that time. And then they eventually put me on Paxil CR, which definitely calmed things down a bit for me. And I was on that for a couple years. I just remember, so many different symptoms. Weird sensitivity to light, mouth tingling. If I went to a restaurant and the lights were dim, I would get really, really anxious. My hands would sweat a lot. I would oftentimes, one of the weirdest, symptoms would be to feel off balance or dizzy. For no reason, maybe not even feeling anxious at the time, not even necessarily going through an attack. I would just feel off balance. There was a constant looming sense of worry, sense of, something greater going on with my health. It was difficult. And like I said, this has followed me for 17 years. I mean, I don't mean to offend anybody that is, out there truly dealing with debilitating diseases, but I've thought I had, cancer, leukemia, MS, ALS, you name it. I thought I've had all of these conditions and tricked myself into thinking it because of the symptoms I would feel. And it's been hard. It's been a hard 17 years. I'd like to think in the last couple years, I've maybe a year or so, I've gained a new mentor. He doesn't know it, but he mentors a lot of people. The anxiety guy on YouTube. Gosh, sorry for the noise, guys. I'm at the park. But, he talks a lot about the condition of anxiety, the different types of anxiety, and he's helped me a lot. And, one of the things I'm trying to come to grips with, without beating myself up over it, of course, is a lot of this is my fault. My past, my childhood, Any traumas I've ever faced, some I may not even be aware of, are not my fault, but allowing myself to continue to live this way on a daily basis by Googling symptoms, by, looking for the next big catastrophe is partly my fault. And I really truly hope that doesn't make anybody out there feel bad. That's not my intention by any means, but we do have to understand that we have a small or very large part in this. If I feel a sensation come on and it's a heart palpitation, and I choose to go and Google it and follow the wormhole, knowing of how anxious I'm going to get and knowing how I'm going to feel, that's my fault. That's a habit I got to break, and it's truly a bad habit. Anyways, lately I've really just been, I've tried to work through things without medication, and medications haven't really worked for me as of lately. I've got one class of medications that tends to cause elevated or elongated QT, heart interval syndrome, or QT prolongation, they call it. I've got another one that, the SNRI, serotonin norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor. Those typically tend to cause high blood pressure. A lot of SSRIs interfere with, blood glucose metabolism in some people. It appears to do that to me. And, I really started to wonder, what? I almost feel trapped. I feel like, on one hand, sometimes I need medication. On another, I feel like I'm playing a game of chess, and I'm in a position of checkmate. I just, I go one direction with one medication and it stops me. I go another with another medication and it stops me. I want to exercise to pull myself out of this, and my blood sugars tank and my energy's gone. It's really hard, and I got to be patient with myself. I am a Christian. I pray a lot. I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to learn from all this. My father-in-law gave me a blessing, a few days ago, and I will say, praise God. My sugars have jumped up the last couple days and haven't caused as many hypoglycemic issues. With that being said, I've tried a couple new things. I tried some CBD oil, non-THC CBD oil, to see if that would help, and I started using that yesterday. I also tried some holy basil herbs. The holy basil herbs are known to be adaptogenic herbs, in which tend to restore your adrenals. I know my adrenals are tapped. I'm just waiting for that test to come back. I've been down the Lyme disease protocol. I've been through so many things. You name it, it's there. This video is kind of me jumping back and forth between different conditions and different stages of life. But really, I want to make this channel about giving my story to others and helping others get through this, helping you to know that you guys aren't alone, and that this is hard, and it's okay to not be okay. Sometimes that's how it's going to be. One thing I've learned is, my mother-in-law deals with these conditions. My wife deals with these conditions. But women are, I guess, set up completely different than men, and I don't know how they do it, but they claim to have these symptoms, and they push forward. They force themselves to get things done, being mothers and wives, and there's days where I've got this condition and I can't force myself to get anything done. I'm stuck on the couch. I'm in a funk. I'm worrying about one thing after another, and I just feel stuck. My hat's off to all the women out there that deal with this and have the responsibilities of being stay-at-home moms and and keeping a home together, and keeping your children, you know, in line and well taken care of and well fed. And you know, my hat's off to you guys for doing that. Anyway, I see the video's reached about a 10-minute point. I just you know, I wanted to give you guys my thoughts today. I'll keep you guys updated on future test results, and you know, certain herbs I want to try and see if they're going to help. I'm definitely trying the holy basil, as I mentioned. You know, I am trying CBD oil, but I don't think there's any magic herb that's going to take care of this. I think a lot of it is therapy, a lot of it's mind, a lot of it's spiritual. You know, really trying to learn what I'm supposed to learn from this situation, and really just to be more observant of myself, kind of have this this subconscious, or I should say conscious figure, parental figure of myself over, you know, watching over myself, and my subconscious mind take over oftentimes and send me down that wormhole. You know, just kind of be more observant as to what I'm doing, what's, you know, what paths and what thoughts and what habits are leading to these anxious symptoms, and trying to get to the bottom of it, and just, you know, pull out the roots and start over. Anyways, God bless you guys. I love you guys. You know, to everybody going through this, again, you're not alone. Stay tuned for another video. I try to do one every 2-3 days, and everybody try and have a wonderful day. Thank you.